needed on a moving day? Coffee and a bathroom break. Not for me, the dog. I get the coffee. She gets to go to the bathroom. These are things we never had to do when we had a working refrigerator, is put the portable refrigerator here in the trunk of the car and everything else. And yeah, it adds to the weight of the trailer, at least back here on the ass end of the car. The car can pull 5,000 pounds with a 300-pound tongue weight, but I think the best thing to do is everything that's in the trailer is push it towards the back, where the tires are over there, and get everything in the back, kind of lighten up this front end a little bit, and I think we'll be okay for today's move. But yeah, it's definitely, once the trailer is connected with all this weight in the trunk, could be an issue. I am going to take it very, very slow. Good morning, everybody, on a perfectly chilly, frigid, it's almost New Year's Eve, and it finally got cold here in Central Florida. It's I know you can't tell because I'm in a short sleeve shirt and swim trunks, but it is cold. But hopefully the heavens above will see that we're putting our Christmas decorations away, and they're not going to be out for another year, signifying summer should be happening. It's wishful thinking. Last couple of years, we have gotten a storage unit in Wildwood, Florida, which we're trying to get rid of now. We have generators and so much towing kits for if you want to tow your car behind your big RV, because we used to have big RVs and we have a towing kit we got at Harbor Freight, still brand new in the box, we never ever even used. And there is no reason for it now because, well, now this is what tows us, and because we got a car. So we do have a storage unit, and all this stuff is going in storage, and then next week we're going to go ahead and clean out the storage and try and sell everything that's in there, because we can't think of anything we actually really need in there. I mean, we don't need generator. The Live trailer is pretty much self-sufficient. We don't need a thing for the towing. We don't need the washer and dryer spinner thing, the RV one. And some of this stuff we're probably not going to need too much of neither. So we are going to be running this up to storage today after we set up camp, and we'll take you guys along for the adventure. Follow us. The one thing I really wish Liv would do, and I don't know if they do it yet, but as a truck driver, you know, we go to the cold weather a lot, a lot colder than Florida, and our pigtails are made out of rubber, real flexible rubber. I've had in my tractor trailer hard plastic pigtails before like this, and anytime it gets cold it just cracks and they break. This needs to be replaced with like a rubbery one. I'd like to have a rubbery one, because look, if you can see, it's already starting to separate there, and there is really no way to replace it, because follow it, it all goes into this box right here. And maybe I guess maybe you could just pop this off, and maybe there's some screws to the wires that are inside this sheath here, and then pull it out, cut it if it does break, or just replace it with a brand new one, a rubber one, or maybe just have to cut that if it does break. But it's not that flexible, and it's becoming an issue. They definitely give you enough length. I have to wrap it around at least once, and it still hangs down, but it doesn't touch the ground. But they do give you enough length in case, I guess, you do have to cut it and reconnect the end, which maybe that was their thinking, I'm not sure. Whew. When you're doing stuff like this, even if it's like 35, 40 degrees, 70 degrees, with a wind chill of like 60, that's about what we're at today. It does warm you up. A little bit congested here because of the cold. I feel like I'm at a ski resort or something. But yeah, it's all done. Now, this does take a little bit longer than your average RV. Like when I had Cousin Eddie for like 5 years, I lived in 1983 Holiday Rambler, about the same size, for about 5 years. And I could just pick up and go. You know, everything that was outside just goes inside, and I drive, get there, put everything outside, and it was done. You know, a little bit of straightening up in the house. This here, you have to empty out your whole house, put it outside, decorate, and then do your cleanup process, and then you're done. And it's the same thing with putting stuff away. It takes a good 35 to 45 minutes to get the trailer set up for towing. And that is with 2 people. Okay, whew. Got the heater blasting in here to 75 degrees, making it feel a little bit warmer, because it does say it's 52 degrees. So 75 is feeling good. And just out here doing some tug testing, trying to find a speed bump I can go over to make sure everything is okay. Oh, I think I found one. It's over here. Yeah, I like to find either a pothole or speed bumps before I get out on the big road. Just safety precautions. If it's gonna fall, I want it to fall here. Come on, let's see what happens. Okay, the RV's getting ready to go over it. Perfecto. Now, I got the least expensive when we first got the trailer hitch with the ball at Harbor Freight. And it's a 5,000 pounder, you know, but you have to invert it to get the trailer level. And I seen these other ones that were a little bit more expensive. They're like $50 or something, that are adjustable. And I'm thinking, but they weigh so much. They're so heavy. That has to add to the tongue weight, you're thinking, or at least in my brain. It's like, this one's fairly light, slides in, can tow everywhere. But I think for, like, we are planning some long distance trips eventually, and maybe it might be better to get the heavy duty one, even though it weighs a little bit more, that is adjustable. And then it just, because to me it seems like, at least, is it physics? It might be called physics, I don't know. But the way it's angled up, there down here in this crease down here has to be a weak point. So I'm thinking over the next couple of weeks, I think I'm going to upgrade to the heavy duty one and shove it in there and see if that works. But right now, you know, the furthest we travel is about 17 miles, you know, that's about it. But it, you know, what if we would have had to take this to Newport Richey Hudson to have them remove the refrigerator? That's 99 miles. And I don't know if I would want to haul with this tow hitch 99 miles. You know, just what happens if you do hit a pothole and that thing just isn't what it says it is. I mean, it is Harbor Freight after all. So, you know, better safe than sorry. I think I am going to save up some extra cash and get that. But for right now, we have to deal with what we have, basically. Now, there is somebody in the LIV group who has been communicating with me and has purchased a 13-foot LIV LIV trailer this last week, and he drives the same vehicle I do, Model Y long range Tesla, and he picked his up in Americus, Georgia, and he went camping. He texted me that you know, as a test run, and then went home. And he said that his car, his Model Y long range, I believe he told me he got something like 80 miles per charge. And we were discussing it in the text, saying that, well, you know, he was doing like 60 miles an hour, and in Georgia there are hills. You know, they're not West Coast mountain ranges, obviously, but there are a lot of hills. So that is his experience so far. My experience in towing is it cuts my fuel almost in half. So if I have 250 miles, I probably will get about 160 to 175. And that's because I live in Florida and there are no hills. Maybe a couple little hills in Claremont, but nothing crazy. So my mileage is just a little bit better. Well, actually a lot better, it sounds like. But if you pull a trailer, even if it's a light one like this, with an electric car, it's easily done. But if you're going cross country and in a state that has a lot of hills, like if you're in like driving I-10, you know, from Jacksonville, Florida to California, you're probably good most of the way across until you get to like New Mexico or something. And then you might use a little bit more electricity. But As for me, my findings are it cuts it about in half. 300 miles, it'd be about 150. So about 250 miles. I don't know. My math sucks, but I could tell you, I get it. It cuts it almost in half, at least on the flat grounds. And I have to assume that it's basically the same with a gas car. You know, you're probably cutting your fuel mileage in half if you're pulling something, whether it's a boat, an RV, or whatever. So I'm assuming it's about the same. Though I've never attempted it in a gas vehicle. As a truck driver, I have bobtailed, I have driven somewhere with a load, dropped my trailer, and there's been a couple times where I've been like in Illinois and had to come home to Florida without a trailer. There's a cop. He's freaking out that I'm pulling a trailer. No, but I have noticed like not pulling a trailer in your diesel tractor trailer and just bobtailing. You can make it from like Illinois all the way down here to Orlando without filling up. But if I am pulling a trailer, I am filling up. So I'm assuming it's the same. You're pulling a load, you're cutting your fuel mileage. So in a Tesla long range Model Y, it's cut in half. At least on the flat grounds. Stop at Wawa and get a hot caffeinated beverage, as Adam would say. And looking at this tow vehicle, it's a pretty nice little setup. Okay, so I'm going to ask my car because I'm curious how many live trailer people out there live full time. I don't know why. I'm just curious because I never see them. Right now we're pulling into 1,000 Trails Orlando, which has like 2,000 spots, and we're here all the time. This is our home park, the one we're moving into now, and I still have not seen one other than ours in real life. Other than going to the dealership in Hudson. So I'm going to ask if my car can search the entire internet and find who, anybody else. Right? And so let's ask. Hey, I got a quick question. So how many people out there can you find that live full time in a LIV trailer? And bonus points if you can find any that pull with an electric vehicle.
Just you. Your videos and Reddit posts are the only ones showing full-time LIV trailer living, and you're the sole pioneer towing with EVs like the Leaf and Bolt. No others found.
Yeah, we got rid of the Leaf and Bolt. Now we pull with the Tesla. I'm surprised none of that pops up, but that's kind of cool. So you can't find anybody else, because I know there's got to be other people out there. It's people, they're great trailers. There's got to be other people, and they don't have to be pulling with an electric car, just people living full time, especially in the modern economy.
Nope, still just you. No forums, blogs, or posts mention anyone else living full-time in an LIV trailer, EV towed or not. You're pioneering it.
I'm a pooper. We're a pioneer. We're pioneers. I thank you. I have a hard time believing that. I just have a hard time believing that. It's a big country, and for some reason in my brain, these things should be way more popular than they really are, because they're lightweight, they tow great, they're pretty comfortable inside for what they are, minor issues aside, such as the refrigerator and now our toilet, video to come. But other than that, they're pretty well made and light. So I don't know. There's got to be other people, doing this, and people that are doing way more than us. Traveling the whole country and stuff. Retirees that don't have to work. Well, retirees probably live in larger rigs, but there's got to be some smaller time, husband, wife, a single woman, a single male, and that do this, and that just retired and travel. We can't be the only ones. But if we are the pioneers, that's kind of cool. This right here is probably the most stressful part of moving day. Not the hookup, not the pickup, and not setting up camp. It is waiting in line to check in. Doesn't matter what day of the week it is. Doesn't matter what time it is. There's always a line. You'd be surprised what your car can hold. Oh, look at all this. Have to get rid of it all.
Oh, I got an idea for a terrarium piece.
Do?
Yeah, this old fucking vintage ashtray.
Works great. Paint, electric paint thing, works great. That's never been opened. Washer dryer back there for the RV. So much stuff. We're trying to figure out the best way to get rid of everything and get rid of this storage unit. See anything you want? Leave in the comments below. Oh, brand new AC unit too. Floor thing works awesome too. Yeah, it's you don't, you know, when you have a house and you have plenty of rooms and a garage and an attic and stuff like that, there's plenty of space to keep stuff. But when you're mobile, living especially in a small trailer, there's no room, and you have to have those storage units. And though you get the storage units and they tell you you're locked into a price, those prices still eventually go up, and that's where we're at. And we call them on it a lot, but they say inflation. It's a building with a door on it. There is no inflation to a building with a door on it, or a room. It's just a room. What do they mean inflation? I don't know. But needless to say, it's getting too expensive to have storage, so we're getting rid of that thing. And while we do get rid of it, we still accumulate stuff. So it's just a never-ending cycle. I think George Carlin had a comedy skit on something about that. You know, I don't want to use the S word, but you know, you collect a lot of S.
In 500 feet, take the US
And then you get more
192
S. You get rid of this S to get rid of more, to
Kissimmee.
get more S. And it's just a never-ending cycle. And I want to break that
Now
cycle.
take the
I just
US
want to be totally
192 east ramp on the
downsized
right.
and just live a clutter-free, happy life. And that's the plan. Anyway, until the next time, which should be interesting because I got some unboxing videos to do on this channel. Things that will really help you in your LIV live. I have to say LIV because when I say, if I don't say LIVE when I'm talking to the internet, it doesn't know what I'm talking about. And it's frustrating. But you guys know because you have one. So things that would help you with your live trailer. And I got a doozy back there in the trunk ready to go. Until then, I love you guys. Thanks for tuning in. Live, love, EVE. See you down the road. Peace, everybody.